Um, what do you believe is the key to a successful marriage?
Well, just to to be patient and know that both of you have different backgrounds and different things that you like and that kind of thing. I mean, it's and you just have to learn to know what the other person, how they what will react or how they do and what they like, and you just have kind of a give and take kind of thing. Not it can't always be your way or his way. It's got to be give and take.
Yeah, I agree. Um, how did you find out you were going to be a parent for the first time?
Well, I just stopped having a period, and and so then I kind of I can't remember how long it was, but anyway, I went to the doctor to find out for sure because I was so excited. I was going to get to have a baby, and then after that, I worked over the hospital in Provo until a month before he was born, and got used to just being home, enjoying being home.
Um, you have 12 children.
Yes.
So, do you want to tell me the names of your kids in order?
Okay.
I might help you.
Okay, there's Joseph and Mark and James and Tana Lee and John and Norman and Sarah and Matthew and Grace and Becky and Russell and Elizabeth.
There you go. So let's talk about what it was like raising 12 children.
Well, because that's what I'd always wanted to do all my life. That was my thing, and it just I just really enjoyed it. I mean, there were times, when they were having difficulties and getting along and stuff like that. I do remember that one time, and the boys were bigger, and I don't know how they were at the time, but it was quite a ways into the marriage. We had quite a few kids, and they just got arguing and fighting, and I just told them, I can't take this anymore, and I just left and got in the car and left. And maybe I already told this. We went up to like I was going up the canyon, and I got it just where you go this way to go up the canyon, this way to go to Springville, and I thought, this is really stupid. I can't go on the kids all alone. And besides that, where am I going to go anyway? So I just came on back home, and they were just very contrite when I came in. Didn't argue anymore till the next day.
Till the next day, yeah. What was family dinners like when your kids were little? Like, what foods did you make, or how was it cooking for 12 kids?
Well, I don't know. It was normal. I mean, it didn't. I don't know. I just did it. We had a big long table with benches, so we could sit like five on each bench, five or six even, because when they were little. And in fact, Tana Lee has that table now at her house.
Oh,
And it was just I mean, I just was so happy to just be a mother and have all those wonderful little spirits here that it was just a joy to whatever and we did eat a lot of macaroni and cheese for lunch. But usually I would cook a supper, and for breakfast, well, I don't know whether I back then I did, but I I have a schedule now of things that I'm going to have each day of the week, and that really helps. You don't have to think about it. In fact, I've got about 4 or 5 years, or yeah, worth of menu plans, monthly menu plans that in my cupboard there, and I get them out and I think, oh, well, but that's a lot of work to have to make that. So
For one
I'll think of
person.
something else. But then you wonder what's to borrow.
Yeah.
The menu plans is welcome.
Yeah. What was your proudest moment as a parent?
Hmm. Well, was I don't know, when I'd have the picture that we took at Carolee's funeral where all the kids are there except Sarah, and just when they were all together, it was just I don't know, I just loved every minute of when we were together. Let's see if oh, I don't know whether you can do this picture. This was one that was in that
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
That's all of them, and they were all there except Elizabeth was still in my tummy.
I love that.
Isn't that fun?
That's awesome.
And I was just so pleased and proud of them and they all, well, had their moments when they were younger, the boys. The girls didn't, but the boys all, some of the older boys kind of had a kind of falling away. I mean, they always went to church, but I think they drank and a little bit, not excessively or anything, but I don't know that they had ever smoked. But they all quit that, and I got all of them have been married in the temple, so that's that's probably what I'm the proudest of. We got them all through that.
Did you make their clothes when your kids were growing up?
Some of them I know I made dresses for the girls, and I think I made shirts for the boys. I never did make pants uh, for them, but I did make some some dresses for the girls. And yeah, I did a lot of sewing. Well, and then when you have all that many girls, you know, you got to make 5 of a kind. And I know I've got a picture around here someplace where it shows them all wearing the same dress, you know, same style. But
Is there specific reasons why you chose the names you chose for your kids?
well, most of them. Joseph is named after Norman's father, and Fielding after my family. And Mark, Mother Olson had a brother named Mark, and Grandpa Olson had an ancestor named Hans. And then James, I think I named him after the James in the Bible. I can't remember which. We had well, and then Allen was a family name. And Tonalea was named after my Aunt Utana. Um, and Carol Lee, Tana Lee.
Oh, who's Utana? How are you related?
Oh, she's my aunt. She's
Oh.
my mother's youngest sister.
Oh, okay. I've always wondered that. Okay, so then Tana, John.
Oh, and John. I can't remember John. I have to think about that one. Well, and then Norman G. after his father. I guess we decided after that many boys we could better name one after their father. And Sarah, I had some one of my relatives that was named Sarah, and I just liked the name Sarah Jane. And after Sarah Jane came somebody,
Matthew.
and he's named after the Bible, Matthew. And Fay, it was my father's name, Matthew Fay, or not Matt. His name was Fay Fielding, but this was Matthew Fay after the. And after Matthew came Grace Ann, And Grace Ann was named after my mother. Her name was Grace, and Ann just went along with it. And Russell was named after another of Grandma Myrtle's brothers, and Douglas was named after my sister Bonnie's husband, who was killed in an airplane crash, Douglas. And Russell, oh, and Elizabeth, she was from the Bible, but it's Elizabeth Sue. No, I didn't name her Sue. My youngest sister's name is Elizabeth Sue, so I named my youngest one Elizabeth.
Okay. Um, what are some of the things that your family did growing up when your kids were little? What'd you guys do for fun?
Well, the I don't. We went to family reunions and that kind of thing. The Fieldings always had well, my mom and dad, well, they had what they called cousins camp, and then it got to be Gramps camp because it was after my cousins got too old to participate. I got to participate all the time because I always had little kids there. So. And they'd go there and spend a week at Grandma and Grandpa's and just do whatever, ride up the canyon to the forebay and just things like that. And thoroughly enjoyed that.
How was the sheep business for raising kids? Was there some hard months or years or?
Well, I don't know. After he quit the service station and did it full time, I mean, it just seems like it always just worked. I mean, some years were better than others. The price and that up for them, but it just seemed like we always had adequate to. And he even bought some land up there, up on the bench, and had to pay for that through selling his sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I mean, and we never lacked. Of course, well, and I mean, I don't know. We were blessed. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Of all the things that you learned from your parents, what do you think the most valuable thing is that you learned from your parents?
Probably, I read that and thought about it, and I think that my testimony, truth was the gospel, is probably the very most important, and the fact that to be together as a family, to keep that foremost in what you plan, what you do, is to keep going to church and keep your family close.
What accomplishments are you most proud of in your
My
life?
12 children.
I would say that's a pretty good accomplishment. We should jump back to maybe childbirth. Like they didn't have epidurals back then. Were all your pregnancies, did you have any complications or?
No, I did. I mean, no, they weren't pleasant, but I here again I was blessed because well, with having Joseph, I only was in labor for about 4 hours. And that's your first one, and that is not, and all of mine were very short durations. So I think that Heavenly Father made it easier to get him here, so I'd have him. So it was, as I say, I was blessed.
Did you have 12 pregnancies or did you have any miscarriages?
I had one miscarriage, and I can't even remember now. It was toward the end. It was either between Becky and Russell, I think. But it was just, I mean, and that it was really interesting, and because that little thing was that big.
How far along were you? Do you remember?
Well, just probably a couple of months or so, but
Yeah.
it still didn't have toes and things, but it had little limbs.
What's one thing that you want people to remember you by?
Probably my testimony that I know the church is true and how much I love Heavenly Father and what the Savior did for us. That's that's the most important thing. When I say my prayers, I can't decide whether I want to say thank you for my family or thank you for my testimony first. I can't decide which is the most important. And I guess they're both just together.
What about when you got like your first grandkid? Do you remember?
No, my goodness.
How exciting. Wait, we should ask this too. Is it better to be a mother or a grandmother?
A grandmother. Absolutely.
What about a great grandmother? Even better?
Yeah. Well, and actually, I was there with Jolene and Joseph that was before they let fathers in, too. They didn't, but I was there with Jolene when she had her kids, and it just always thrilled me. And I was with Lee, with all of hers, and Joseph and Jolene's, and I wasn't with Mark. They were not here. But I've been to some of Liz's, and I don't think all of them, and it's just such a thrill to have them, all 69 of them.
Is that how many grandkids you have? 69 grandkids. Do you know how many great grandkids you have?
Well, Lee kept telling, but she's got it up to at least 100 now.
Oh, geez.
But I should have her remind me getting and write it down, actually.
Let's jump in and talk about Sarah and her passing. I still remember, I don't remember how old I was, but I remember coming home from school, riding the bus, and my mom was already home from work and told me what happened, and just devastating. She was 40, right?
Yeah. And and Rob called, and I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, not my Sarah. It was, and it was really difficult. I mean, and I knew there had to be a reason, so I made up my own reason. So, yeah, that was a hard one.
There's a story, isn't there, about a butterfly?
Yeah, I went on a cruise. I think it was with Norman and Tiffany. Anyway, and we were in the dining room and sitting there, and this butterfly came and just flew out, was outside the window, but it was just flying around and like it was trying to come in. And Sarah was supposed to have gone on the cruise with me.
Oh.
And
wow.
So that's how she got to be a butterfly. That she came on the cruise.
Oh.
As a butterfly.
I didn't know that. That's cool. Let's talk about you and Grandpa going on your wagon trains. What kind of memories do you have of that?
Oh, just
the best.
The best. That was just so fun. Of course, I like to dress up and everything. And the first one we went on, we just went on it, and because all I know is that I came home, and the first thing I did after I got home was made me a pioneer dress. In fact, I made a couple of them.
Well, you made some for all of us when we went on the handcart trek.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still
okay.
got my bonnet.
Yeah. Well, yes, and I made a bonnet. In fact, I made 2 of those. Oh, that it was just a joy. And I got to meet new people, and they were all just good people. And Clyde and Eva Bradford, Lisa's grandparents, were on that too, and they were just fun. Well, in fact, that's who we rode with at first.
So
went.
did you ride in? You rode in the wagon with them, and then you guys eventually get your own wagon?
Yeah, we eventually got our own, and Norman had fun making that.
Yeah. Well, he made a lot. That's what people talk about is seeing those wagons lined up off of Highway 6. I know he had horses too that he always was buying. Did he ever have a team that he used his own horses, or what? How did you pull the wagon?
No, I know we had one horse at one time. I don't know whether he borrowed a team or something. I can't remember that far back. Or else that wasn't important to me. As long as I was taken care of, it wasn't my thing. I worried about the dinners and stuff like that. So,
what kind of foods did you eat when you did that?
Well, when we went on the wagon trains, we also had our vehicles along with us, and so we could cook in the trailer and do some Dutch oven cooking if we wanted to do that. But anyway, that was.
What are some of the places that you went to?
Well, the first one that we went to San Bernardino. Anyway, that away, and then then we did one went back to Missouri. Oh my gosh, that just makes me so mad I can't remember. And then we did one that we went up to Idaho, up into Idaho, or one. Just some. We had a bunch that just went with their horses and just went along with the wagon train.
Did you go on any with James and Darlene? Did they go on some with you, or any of your kids?
Yeah, James did. James and Darlene did, and that they, in fact, he did. I think the one where we went up into Idaho, he got one organized from down out in his area.
Did you ever go help on the farm, or do you have any memories of working the farm?
Not really. Not our. I mean, I helped when I was younger, before I was married, but I think once or twice maybe I fed the sheep, but it was only when we had sheep out here. I didn't. But I never did drive the tractor or anything like that up there on that. So he just took care of that.
What kind of cars did you have? We need to talk about that. Do you remember what your first car was?
Well, my very first one was and I don't know what I called it. It had a, it was a long car, but it had a back, didn't have a back seat, but a back bench kind of thing. And so when we got kids, it was a little difficult to do that. But anyway, and then we bought a blue station wagon. That was good to have room for everybody.
We should talk about your camping trailer that you had for when
Oh,
your kids were little.
well, my kids were, interesting, yeah. They were mostly bigger by the time we got into camping much. And hmm.
Wasn't it like it was a big truck
Oh,
thing, wasn't it?
it was yeah, it was a big truck that they held sheep, a double-decker truck that he held sheep in, and then that had a cab over, which had sheep in it too. So it was really, really big. And we had the top thing up there, and some of the boys slept up there. The little ones, the bigger boys slept in the boys' bunkhouse when we went out to. That's about the only place we went out to Lone Tree, Wyoming, to the Olson reunion. And then the girls slept on the half of double decker. We left half of that in, and then Norman and I slept underneath that. I had a stand. It must have probably was like a washstand back in the day. Then anyway, and it just fit a Coleman stove on it, and so that was how we cooked. And I had little hooks that I hooked on the boards of the back of the truck, so we had little hangers to put the towels and stuff on. Oh, and Joseph took a door and put hinges on it, and nailed it or fixed it so it was, or nailed it to the side of the inside of the truck, and then had boards that fit back toward the wall so that there was a table. And I thought that was ingenious of him to do that.
What was your house chores like when you had 12 kids? How'd you do laundry for that many kids? And were you doing laundry all day, every day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 batches a day.
Wow.
Except Sunday.
Did you have a dishwasher? Nope.
No. It well, and we had a job chart, and it changed so there was the jobs that needed to be done, and then the kids' names on it. And they were pretty good to do that. Not when they were little. This was more when they were, bigger and could read the chart.
Was there a certain chore that they complained about doing the most?
No, not really. They just mostly did it, and it wasn't that. I mean, when you divide it up that many ways, there's not that much to do,
What were the sleeping arrangements like? Where'd you put all of them?
Well, we started out with the girls sleeping. Well, started out with the boys because there's 3 boys first, sleeping in this bedroom up here, and then after they all got here, a couple of girls slept up here, and then we got the 2 bedrooms downstairs, and then we put up we had a big cabinet thing, a big cupboard kind of thing that was really wide, and we put that on one end of the toward one side of the downstairs, and there was a Becky slept in that bed down there, or Becky or Tana, I don't know. And then we had a curtain thing that went further up. We didn't have a TV downstairs, so that was, and somebody slept in that bed, and then somebody else slept over here. But and Russell said he always slept on the floor, and I don't argue with him about it because I don't know. I don't know where he slept. I do know he was a floater. He was probably trying to get in anybody's bed. But
we should talk about when you were diagnosed with celiac, because it was when it wasn't popular. Yeah. And you came up with a lot of recipes, and didn't you teach some classes to people who had celiac and needed to be gluten-free?
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, that's a great accomplishment.
Well, yeah, like you say, there are very few people that had it. And so first of all, I had to find out what gluten was, and which means wheat and rye, anything that has wheat and rye in it. Well, the rye didn't bother me too much, but the wheat did. So I just got busy and looked up some things. There wasn't a whole lot to start out with. There's way a lot more now, but I found recipes and so I made a little gluten-free cookbook, so that I could remember the recipes. And it was kind of fun. And yes, and I can't remember how come I ended up teaching a class down at the Macy's one time. But anyway, I was just grateful when they came out with more things that were made gluten-free to start out with, so it was easier to have a more well-rounded diet, I guess.
Yeah, it's come a long way, because I even tried 10 years ago and got some cookbooks from you, and it was challenging.
Yeah, when you're just used to do it this other way, why it is hard to.
Well, and it's hard. You just don't know how much stuff has gluten in it. Stuff that you wouldn't think has it in there, it does.
Yeah, and you have to read every label.
Yeah. Talk about your crocheting. I know you've made a lot of stuff, and I know you've donated a lot of stuff making things.
Well, that's just something I just really enjoy doing. I did knit some, but that wasn't as much fun for me anyway. But yeah, I learned when I was young, 12. I remember making something when I was 12.
Do you remember who taught you?
My mother taught me how to crochet, and then and now they got all these wonderful books you can buy that show you all kinds of different patterns and things.
You made baby blessing dresses did you make them for your girls or just some of your grandkids?
Just a couple of the granddaughters. Well, and I guess Jill used hers for the same one for both her daughters, I think. And I can't remember how many I made. I don't know. Got them.
You do have a lot of grandkids, so it could be a lot. You need to tell me the story about the one time you rode a horse.
Well, yeah, that we did have a horse because it was up to the yard, and I finally didn't have a saddle on it, don't remember how I got on it, but anyway, so we were just kind of walking around in the corral. We weren't going anywhere, and all of a sudden the horse just walked over to the shed and went under the shed, and I went off his back. So that sort of ended my career at riding a horse.
How old were you?
I was married.
Oh boy. Did Grandpa talk you into doing that?
I don't know. All it was a dumb thing on my part. Well, actually, I did get on a horse one other time up at the Olson reunion, because Joseph and some of the others had some horses up there, and they got me up on one, and I walked around the parking area. We did. Joseph guiding the horse, holding the horse. I said, "Don't let go of it, and just get a picture of me while I'm here and doing this. Then just don't ask me to do it again." In fact, I wonder where that picture is. I think I should find out.
Yeah, we need to see that.
Yeah.